Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome back to Cooking with Aram, and today we're going to be making butter chicken biryani. This recipe is really delicious and it has 3 steps. The first step is marination of the chicken, the second step is the masala, and the third step is the preparing of the rice, and then we have to assemble them all. Alrighty, let's begin. So here we have 2 chicken fillets, and now we're going to be adding 2 teaspoons of ginger garlic paste. And then we're going to be adding half a teaspoon of red chili powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of coriander powder, and about half a teaspoon of black pepper. And we're going to mix that all together. Okay, now we're going to be adding 1 teaspoon of vinegar. I'm just going to mix that all together again. Once you mix them all together very well, we're going to be putting that into marination for about half an hour. We're going to let that marinate for half an hour. And while we're letting the chicken marinate, we're going to be moving on to the second step, the masala. So here we have 2 medium onions thinly sliced, and we're going to be adding that to the hot oil so it can caramelize. And while that's caramelizing, here we have half a cup of canned tomatoes and half a cup of cashew nuts. So we're going to be adding the cashew nuts into the canned tomatoes, and we're going to be blending them together. Okay, so once the onions are golden brown and crispy, we're going to be adding in 2.5 tablespoons of ginger garlic paste. And then we're going to be adding in our cashew and tomato puree. So now we're going to be adding in our spices. So here we have 1 tablespoon of coriander powder, 1 tablespoon of white pepper powder, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 1.5 teaspoon of red chili powder, 1 tablespoon of garam masala, 1 tablespoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of black pepper. And into the pan it goes. Okay, so now we're going to be adding 2 tablespoons of butter, because you cannot have butter chicken without butter. And now we're going to be adding a handful of coriander and mint. And now here's the most important ingredient of the whole entire dish, fenugreek leaves. So it enhances all the flavors, so it's pretty important. So add that in. Okay, so we're gonna leave that aside, and remember the chicken that we left for marination? Well, it's back, and we have to fry it in oil. So we're gonna let them fry in oil. So you shouldn't fry them. You shouldn't fry them fully. You shouldn't cook them fully. You should cook them partly, because if you cook them all the way through, then we're going to be adding that into the rice, and that's going to slow cook for a few minutes, and the chicken will be all mushy and overcooked. So you do not want that. So we're just going to let that fry. We're going to let that partly cook. So once we're done with the frying, we're going to be adding that into the masala. And we're just going to be mixing the chicken into the masala. It is very aromatic and it smells really spicy and delicious. Okay, so now we're going to be adding 2 tablespoons of sour cream. Okay, so after this, we're going to be boiling some water for the rice. So we're gonna boil some water, and we're gonna boil it, put it on a boiling point, and then we're gonna be adding some spices right now. So for the spices, here we have salt, fenugreek leaves. Fenugreek leaves are optional. We have cardamom, cumin, bay leaves, cloves, and cinnamon sticks. We're going to be adding that into the water so that it can flavor the water. Once the water is on the boiling point, we're going to add some rice. This is 3 cups of rice, and we washed the rice and soaked it in water for about half an hour. So we drained the water from the rice, and then we're going to be adding that into the boiling pot of water. So we're going to be checking if the rice is halfly cooked. That's what you want, if the rice is half cooked. So now we drain the water from the rice, and we're going to be adding the masala into the pot. Okay, so I added some saffron soaked in milk, and we're just going to be adding that into on top of the rice, and we're going to be adding some um, coriander and mint on top of it. If you have some fried onions, then you can add that on top of the rice. And we're just going to let that slow cook for about 15 minutes. We're going to put on aluminium foil on top of the pot, and we're going to let that slow cook for about 15 minutes. So it's been 15 minutes right now. So it's been 15 minutes, and the rice is cooked. The biryani is completely cooked, and it's ready. The rice is super aromatic. You can smell all the different spices. It's beautiful. The color is beautiful. And yeah, it's all ready. Anyways, this is the final product. Mashallah, this turned out so great. It's fabulous. You can see the color of the rice, and the rice is completely cooked. It's delicious. It's aromatic. It's bursting with flavor. Oh, it's so mouth-watering, and it's really spicy. That's what I love about it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, share, subscribe. Anyways, hope you guys try this recipe out. Bon appetit. Allah Hafiz.